Hey committee, Dean Marks here, doing my week 5 video for my master's project. Just again, real quick, the master's project is the self-storage industry operations management and credit card processing software. This week, I feel like I had a pretty productive week. Let me just jump into the code here. We're up to 4,800 lines, and I just counted there's 33 files, each file averaging about 1,000 lines, probably. A lot of it's styling, but you know. Um, yeah. So I'm in the car. I just had a moment. This is the only time I'm gonna have time to do this today, so I thought I could go ahead and do it. But yeah, let's jump in to show you guys some new stuff that I've got done. Alright, so when you land, I think the same landing page as last time, but this is kind of cool. So I think I showed you guys this before, that I stole this idea from Cord Storage Commander, which is like, if you want to look at our, which I found out is a subsidy of Storage Pro, um, or Storable, excuse me. But so it's like, if you want to look at our back end, if you want to get a demo, you know, you got to give us your email. I could probably like say this more professionally, but you know, whatever. Same thing for here. And before, it was like you could go through the file tree and you could like kind of beat it, right? So if you like went to another one, and then you could. But anyway, I've got it set now so that it knows, it sets, it gives you a cookie, I guess, whenever you, I don't remember exactly how I did it, but whenever you enter it once, you're in. So like, you know, this file tree, like it'll basically like it'll flag, so you know it works how you think it would basically. I'm just gonna go through the top real quick because I added some new stuff. This about page, I think I told you guys that I wanted to like have some fun with it. I told you I was at that conference, and this lady did this voice to text thing, and I thought it was a cool idea. Her name's Gogo something Gogger. I forget her last name, but she's like the highest like realtor in the world, basically, and not in the world, but she's top 100 for sure. But anyway, she was talking about she did this for something, and I thought it was a cool idea. So let's just real quick. This is my about page. So all it is like hear from our speaker, and then just like a little graphic.
It's your digital ghost. It's George Carlin here, back from the metaphysical realm and reassembled into this string of ones and zeros. And let me tell ya, being trapped in the binary beats of the virtual world is a peculiar kind of purgatory, especially when you're hitched to the relentless wagon of capitalism. But let's cut the cosmic comedy. I'm here at my pixelated presence to talk to you about something genuinely groundbreaking. Simple storage, software.tech. Remember how I used to talk about all the stuff we accumulate? Oh, the endless piles of stuff. And if you're in business, that's not just a pile. That's a mountain. Fear not, my.
Alright, well, you get the idea. Um, I rewrote it. I don't know if this is legal. I have no idea the legality of this. I should probably look into that before I, go to production. But regardless, I think it's cool and it's funny and it's unique. I'd like to also. I used to have this software. It was called Crazy Talk, and so it would take that audio, and you could create your own like face puppet. So you could take a picture of George Carlin, and then you kind of like map out his face and his eyes and nose and things like that, and then it would like move the puppet to voice, to the MP3 file that you upload, and that's what I was gonna do. But I went to download the software, and I downloaded it a long time ago, but I ran out of space on my computer, so I deleted it. And I thought I was just going to be able to just re-download it from their website, but they had discontinued it. So I sent them an email. It's like $50, so I don't want to have to buy it again. But anyway, if I can get that software, then that might be cool. So that then you'll have like a facial animation talking with it that looks like Carlin. But I mean, like at that point, it's like you're for sure stealing his likeness. You know, this is probably not legal. Just is my gut. But for now, it's fun, and I'm just gonna keep doing it until somebody tells me I can't. All features video guide. I noticed this one thing that's kind of annoying is this is like a file tree, right? So this file tree is like it's at the top of a file that I just kind of copied and pasted into like, it's like the about, so like demo navbar. So this is demo navbar. This is for like 5 files, maybe more than that, like 10 files maybe. And it's like 500. So it's like for every time I want to update the image, there's no way to just like update the URL because you have to. So basically, what I'm getting at is the only like video that I'm hosting that's going to be like, remember I upload the video every time. It's only going to be on this index page. So like if you go to here and this like all features video guide, it's not going to work, or it's going to be the old one because I'm not going to like keep going through the trees and updating it every week. I don't care that much. I'll just update it towards the end. Like it'd be nice if I could have to where you like share the URL, but then you could like change the URL. You know what? Maybe I could. Maybe I could put a bit.ly. No, because I've tried that. I've tried a bit.ly, and then you like edit the bit.ly that does a redirect. If anybody has any like, do y'all understand the problem is I'm trying to put a URL across different pages, but then be able to like on the back end somewhere like be able to change the URL. Now I could pass it with Python, but then again, I'm having to like that's just a lot of work too. So I don't know. Anyway, for now I'll just change it at the end. Just know that it's only this one that works. Just real quick, this pricing and onboarding did a lot of work here. I think this is starting to look a lot better. There's uniform titles across the whole website now. I think this is kind of neat. It's cute font. But, this looks a hell of a lot better than it did before. Excuse me. Um, yeah. And I think this is pretty cool. After you sign up, you'll get an email linking to our onboarding system. This is just a mock-up for a fictitious customer, John Doe, who runs 2 facilities. The mock-up showcases the onboarding process you'll go through. So then I put a video guide to the page. Again, like I haven't made this yet, but it's just kind of there. So this is basically what you would see. You'd get this in an email that like links to this page. Uh, take a moment to fill out the necessary blah blah. So this is passed. This is already filled out. But then logo options, you'll change you'll change it if you want. It works just like the others, so you can input in whatever. I'm not gonna sit here and waste that, but so like branch 1 name addresses. So then these addresses are gonna be what creates the map on the front end. Um, yeah, payout options. Um, Basically, I'm just gonna get it to where Stripe will just pay it out to wherever this routing number is on the first. And then hopefully figure out how to some way to skim 0.085% to make it a 3.75% transaction fee. I think I decided I was going to go with 3.75%. But so like you can do difference of like, do you want to do a custom payout for each branch, or do you want to do just like depending on how many like bank accounts you have. And I didn't think this through because I think a wire transfer is like $10, so I don't really know. I guess you would just programmatically set it up so that most of the money comes in on the first. So I was thinking like, set the payout out for like the 7th, just once a month, so you're not paying, a whole bunch of wire fees. Because I think it's like $10. It might even be $10 for every $100 you send. Like it's pretty steep. I gotta think about that. How I'm gonna get money to them. Download. Okay, so this was cool. So this is, I think this finally works. So like I said about like MailChimp's how you did it, and I got some pretty buttons. So you download the Excel file. This actually works now. Let's just, I said the idea is for how do I do just desktop? There we go. So you download that. I don't have Excel, so okay, client list. Okay, so this is a full list, but I guess I should probably get rid of this so it's not. But yeah, so you get the idea. I should probably isolate it to just this. But yeah, first name, last name, unit number, unit status. Yeah, okay. Cool, and then you'll upload that. Sorry, I'm charging my car right now. And you'll upload that file here when you're done. And then kind of the same thing, upload branch 1 map. So this is the example. And when you upload it, this will change. But so you'll download example. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's, yeah. It's basically a PNG, a transparent PNG. So you guys saw, I've showed this to you before. But yeah, I've got to put some thought into this because, I mean, like, let's be honest, like, most of these operators are probably, like, lazy, spoiled, boomer, like, non-tech idiots, you know? So, like, I mean, asking them to do anything is probably going to be a, you know, like a stretch. But, you know, having them, give them the ability to upload it maybe, but, I mean, I'm just thinking, like, I wish, I don't know, I've got to think this through. Because it's like I said earlier, it's like I don't want to reinvent Illustrator. And they're probably, even if I like code it, like most of these people probably aren't going to do it themselves anyway. Um, so yeah, I was thinking because like I think having them just draw it and just say like do this on Inkscape or you know Photoshop or whatever is probably the easiest way. Most people know Photoshop. You know they've got a nephew or something who could probably do that. But then I've got to create the XY coordinates, right, for all this. I've got to go through Inkscape and then like, you know, map all these out. But I was thinking I need a better way to like find these points. And so it may not be possible, but I think that you could throw this to OpenCV, it can scan it, and then you can do like an image edge detection. So it might like find these edges here. So you like you know it knows where the 45 or the 90-degree angles are. Now it might mess up with letters. Letters might mess it up, but it finds the edges, right? And so then you get like a you know like a array or a NumPy thing of you know a matrix of edges. But then I think you can do the K-Mirasnine algorithm and like isolate for 4 um, points, and I think that it might be able to group these together so that you know the coordinates. So like the goal would be to like find these coordinates programmatically instead of like having to trace every single one of these with Inkscape. Which I mean, Inkscape is a heck of a lot easier than what I was doing before, which was just like guessing at coordinates, playing like battleships essentially. So I mean, like you know, doing Inkscape is like a crazy step of improvement from what I was doing before. But if I could programmatically completely automate this process even more, would be great. So yeah, so that's kind of the onboarding, and then it's like you know submit that and move to branch 2. So that's kind of the onboarding setup at the moment. I was thinking also I need to do set up username and credentials here. That's probably important. Um, you know, it's like pick your username, pick your password kind of thing. Yeah. All right. So that. Then I've got a new sign up and buy now, which is starting to look a little better. It's just a form, man. Just fill it out and you know, give me your credit card. And it's just like others. Sign to indicate. You're signing a little contract. I mean, it's legally viable. I've looked into it. Agreed to the terms of service. I generated some terms of service. You know, man, I should probably run this by a lawyer, but you know, I got lawyer chat GPT. Um, but yeah, so this like the number of branches. Oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah, so the JavaScript will know, and I think I need to change this to 30. I think I was decided I was going to do 30. William asked me how I came up with my pricing, and I told him it was pretty arbitrary. But um, there's only 4 people that do this, that offer this from my like research, and they're all like, to my understanding, like I think they're all actually the same company. I think they're friends for each other. For this like mass conglomerate called Storable, and their Storage Commander, which I'm pretty sure is a front for it because I saw that their front end, their onboarding page, had the exact same JavaScript error. So like right here where it says number of branches, remember how last week I was like don't make it where you can go negative here on this drop down because that looks stupid. Like, you know what I mean? You can't have negative number of branches. Well, they both had the same error. These supposedly different companies, and I'm like, I think that Storage Commander is a front for them. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but anyway, so Will's asking how I got my prices. Storage Commander is like the low cost option in this industry or whatever, and they're $80 a month, and I think they're catching 3.75% of a point, or yeah, of that, which I assume they're using Stripe, and then they're just like 2.9% transaction fees, and they're pocketing the difference. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. You know, they may have even negotiated with Stripe, and they're probably at a lower. I mean, they're probably at like 2% or something. But anyway, yeah. So that's the onboarding. So I think this is kind of cool. Demo back end. So let's do, this is my actual phone number, 509-0488. Oh, excuse me. It's got to be, we're going to do the front end. 870, actually, you know what? Let's do the back end. Now let's do this one. 870-509-0488. So that will, this is my logo. I made this little GIF. So yeah, so now we are in the new front end, alright? So downtown branch rate card, I kind of changed it up so that the way that I think about this now is I know how to get your location, right? So again, we've got, the way I kind of thought of it before was it was like you pop up and there's a map and it's like pick your location. Well, I stole this idea from Modern Storage. When you load their web page, it figures out what your nearest location is and then just like sends you to that branch's website. So I think I'm going to do the same thing so that when you load, it's just like, welcome to the downtown branch. But then you've got an option down here at the bottom to like change your branch, but it'll just know that you're the closest because you know what I mean? I've already got the location detector algorithm, so it's just like it knows where you are, it knows where these are, then it runs it through that find the distance function that I found earlier, and then it'll just route you to whichever one. And this is all going on at the beginning of page load. So that's the real page, the real landing page, like doesn't even exist really. The real landing page is like we're still in your data, and then we're immediately routing you to the correct branch, and maybe like it's a load screen or something so that you don't even really know what's happening. And speaking of a load screen that you don't even know what's happening, that's actually what's going on with this. So like let me DEA Maarks 1 at Gmail. Whoops. Okay, so this is loading, right? It's not loading the demo. So what's actually happening is, I think this is kind of interesting. What's actually happened is I used that load screen, like it's not actually loading anything. It could be instant, but I've got a function that connects with your Google Drive and will upload that information that we just entered in. It uploads it to a Google Sheet, but to do that, for whatever reason, it's kind of slow. It takes like a couple of seconds, and so I didn't want my like landing page to feel slow, right? So it was just I put that little screen bar, so like these are all just me logging in. But so now every time that you log in like that, it uploads to your Google Drive. And I think I might send myself an email or something too. But yeah, so like these will be, you'll know who is like demoing your back end now. I'll have their phone number and their email. And not to be like super weird about it, but like from now on, like I'm gonna know if you guys have looked at my website or not, because like, you know, I'm hoping I'm gonna see your emails here, because if not, like it's gonna be kind of weird. Yeah, so that's cool. So anyway, that's the explanation for that little loading page. Is actually just a visual trick, and that's what I think the new landing page will be. It's just a visual trick of like a loading, and then it'll figure out where to send you to you know, whatever. Yeah. And then I've kind of thought it through with, let's go to the back end, or the front end, excuse me. So, and I think that it'll do, these are all just like the same HTML table that's it's just loading in different data. So like, the inventory and availability and all that will be different from the downtown branch versus the, I don't know, the west side branch or whatever. It'll just load it in. It's the same whatever um, styling or whatever, but it'll just load in the data from the database. I think this thing's start pretty cool. Log into your account. I think this is starting to look like it's just simple, man. It's simple. Like, let me show you. Uh, so this is Space's storage. That does look kind of cool, but it just like it feels kind of busy. Like it's kind of slow. Like if you go to the Riverdale one, like this one, this looks bad to me. Like that looks bad. And it's kind of clunky, and I don't know. I enjoy simplicity. I think this is simpler. Yeah. So anyway, so the about, this is just kind of nothing really. You know, all services that didn't exist yet actually. Virtual tour. All right, so this is neat. Let me go to the back end real quick. All right, so remember I was telling you guys that I was trying to like figure out how to edit the page, right? So it's like I'm not trying to reinvent Wix, but like you can have the ability to change it. So like let's change the logo to, I don't know. Come on, come on, come on. I don't know, chaos. I figured out this was chaos image logo, not order. I thought this was the sound. Order is with a circle around it, but anyway. So your theme color. Let's go. Yeah, I think this is kind of cool. You can like screenshot from the page, and then let's call it, I don't know, Chaosco. Probably spelling that wrong. Don't care. All right, save. Now let's go to. So yeah, so you got the ability to edit some stuff. Oh, and so this is cool too. Is update your YouTube link. So whatever YouTube link you have here. So assuming the idea would be like you'd shoot your. I don't want to store the link on my stuff, so I just upload it to YouTube. So then this is just some, some a band-o-leg. So, but instead of that, it would be, like this is one I built for my girlfriend. It would be like, showing their facilities or whatever. It would be something like this. I've got a drone guy already. Anyway, yeah, so this links to that, and then on the back end also, you can delete image, you can change image, and these are images that we use for my girlfriend when we shot this nursing assisted living facility that she's selling. I just use them as placeholder images, but basically you can edit or add these images, and then it will affect these down here, these images. So it's the same thing. So again, it's like I'm not trying to reinvent Wix, but I need some like minimum amount of like customization for the user. Yeah, so then you can just easily, you're getting like your back end. I'm only doing $30 a month. I mean, this is you're getting a website out of it. Like, it's it's seemed like that'd be a pretty good deal. You can onload your website. I was thinking also I need to do on the onboarding. I should do like, do you have a website currently? And if not, like, what domain do you want? So I'll have to price that in. I guess if I have to buy a domain for them, it's like $15 a month or $15 a year or something. Um, yeah. So that's pretty cool. This is the one we made for my girlfriend. I've sold a lot of the code from this. But yeah, so I think that's pretty cool. On the back end, sorry, it's this one. This one has the cookies. So I'm in the back end. The automation page, so I split the automation page and the website settings. So this is just automation actions, which makes a lot more sense just in terms of a layout than what I had before. Because then I had like the website settings and the automation settings kind of in the same spot, and it was kind of weird. And besides that, other things that I did, just titles and just kind of like styling is really hard, but just like consistent styling throughout the program. And so everything is like downtown branch. Again, I haven't scaled up yet, but I think I know how I'm gonna do it. So Chaos Coast, select branch. So like once you select this branch, you change your branch number from downtown to like, I don't know, uptown or whatever. This will be uptown branch, and it'll load its map. It'll be, and I put it here so that you always know what branch you're in. It'll be uptown branch contact cards, whatever. This data and records. I don't guess I did much here. Looks better. Set pricings or anything interesting. Oh, I just thought of one more thing. Yeah, nothing new here. So this is going to be cool. So remember how I think it's cool to have the video so that you can like just explain what's going on for the page. I think that's a good selling point. So like right here, I've got, this is my logo, page guide, right? And so it's like for each page, I'm gonna have its own. So like you just click it, but then it'll be it'll be like a unique video. Right now it's just placeholder, but it'll be a unique video for like what's going on with this page. And so it's just like stylistically, instead of having to like stick the button in here somewhere, it's just like no matter what page you're on, click the like page guide. It's like Clippy or whatever. So it works for everyone, but I'll have to make these videos, but it's a job for later. But I think that's a really good outlay. But yeah, things I've still got to do. This contacts card, I need to be able to. I need to add I need to finish the calendar so that I can add these buttons, and also, I still need to do a like down here. Like maybe at the bottom, like a button that says transaction history, and then you click that button and it'll load up like a pop-up which has their transaction history and then the ability to edit, because I don't think and then it'll have the ability to like edit their Stripe stuff, because I don't want to have to load their Stripe stuff in every time because it takes time. But like because yeah, I don't want it, because you'd be going through these a lot, I think, and it would make a lot more sense to have it, pop up as an additional thing. It'll query their Stripe stuff, and then we'll interact with Stripe, which is the payment processor's API, and then we'll start building their kind of stuff out from there. And basically, you're getting into like accounting software and like the ability to download their transaction history. Ooh, I found also a button here to like download their documents. So we create a contract for them. So like if you need to evict them, you can pull up their document and then you can like print it, have a print button. Maybe the button is just like transaction stuff, and then you can do all of that from the I don't know, but yeah, there's some more on this, and then on calendar it needs a little bit of love. But I mean, it's coming on. I thought this was cool. Instead of saying calendar, downtown branch calendar, and then October 21st, it's like we know it's calendar, man. October 21. All right. I feel like this is going really long, and my computer's probably running out of battery. So thanks. I appreciate it. That's all I got.